my name is Allie, and welcome to my channel. We are back with Mystic Destiny Serendipity of Aeons, Tatsuya's route. So, let's go. Tatsuya slides open the balcony door and stands aside to let me go first. A smile forms on my lips as I walk back inside. I nearly walk right into Tatsuya's little sister, who was headed toward us. Oops, she's so tiny, I could have knocked her over by accident. She looks up at both of us. There you guys are. Have you seen Yuki anywhere? His girlfriend is on the phone for him. Before I can even open my mouth, the door on my right flies open and Toshiyuki comes out. He takes the phone from Sakuko's hand and briefly looks at me. The blush. I love it. Hey, charge your cell phone next time. Without saying a single word to any of us, he retreats back into his room. As soon as the door closes, I can hear him talking on the phone. Sakuko stares at the closed door for a bit before snorting. He's in so deep. She then turns to me with a smile. Dinner is ready, so Mom told you guys to come eat. She turns on her heel and starts to walk away. Then, as if remembering something, she stops and looks back at me. Oh, I guess you're going to be around from now on. I should formally introduce myself. Sakuko Yukimura, not Yukimiri. Derp. I'm the youngest, but definitely the best out of all three Yukimura siblings. Sakuko. With that, she finally walks off toward the kitchen, leaving me standing there in the middle of the hallway. I stare after her, then blink. Your little sister, she's quite something. Yeah, I know. Just imagine having to live with her. I try to imagine big brother Tatsuya dealing with a little sister like Sakuko, and I can't help but smile. Not wanting to be late, we follow after Sakuko to the kitchen. I enter the dining room to find Sakuko already sitting at the table. Toshiyuki nowhere to be found. Chisaki sets down the last dish and looks up at me with a smile. There you are, Munchie. Come sit. My husband is still at work, so it'll be just us for now. I nod and quietly sit down next to Tatsuya. When I look down at the table, I can't help but notice that all the dishes seem to be either room temperature or cold. Chisaki sits down at the other side of the table, right in front of me. Since you're here, I made some things that are normally served cold. We normally eat even hot foods cold. My Haruki has gotten used to it, but I figured this would be a better compromise for you. Oh, thank you. As everyone begins to eat, I join in. I space out for a little while, lost in my thoughts, but Chisaki starts what feels like an interrogation, what the heck. So tell me, Munchie, how old are you? I'm 20. I see. A little younger than Tatsuya. And what about your family? Do you have any siblings? I have a younger stepsister. Okay, that's what I was going to say. I was wondering if Keo was her actual sister. Or, not actual, was, if Shizuka had her. You know what I mean? Yeah, whatever. Do you two get along? Yes, really well, in fact. We've always been close. So, what are you studying? Well, I'd like to go into business. Crap. Nearly mentioned I'm the Shinamura CEO's daughter. Chisaki gives me a curious look, and behind her eyes I notice a strange twinkle. And by that, I take it you mean that one day you hope to become the next CEO of Shinamura Industries? How does she... I fidget in my seat, unsure of what to say. I wonder if Tatsuya told her, or if it'd be rude to ask how she knew. The discomfort I feel threatens to drag me down into the depths. When I think about her possibly knowing that Shinamura is trying to buy out her business, instead of saying anything I'm thinking, I smooth my expression and answer a question. Well, yes, one day I'd like to. Chisaki looks satisfied at having gotten the answer out of me. I get the distinct feeling that answering it honestly was a good thing. We continue to eat in relative silence after that, and I find myself enjoying the meal. Chisaki is a super good cook. I'm peering at Chisaki as I eat when something Tatsuya said crosses my mind. He was very vehement about people's dreams being taken away against their wishes. Maybe if I ask about Chisaki's, I can better understand him. Mrs. Yukimura, can I ask you something? Of course, darling, go ahead. I was wondering if you could maybe tell me about your cafe. Her blue eyes suddenly sparkle with happiness. Of course, it's not much of a story, though. I'd always wanted to have my own career, and cooking and baking was something I liked to do as a hobby. But my father would never let me work or do anything for myself until the clan started losing money. It's ironic, but it's thanks to that I was able to convince him to let me work and borrow the money to start Blue Sky. I named it Blue Sky because it represents the freedom I felt when I was able to finally open it, as well as the kind of atmosphere I wanted. Days when the skies are bright blue are the kind of days I always want to see. I wish the clan hadn't started doing poorly, but at least something good came out of Katsunosuke's ambitions. Sakuko scoffs and rolls her eyes. Katsu is an idiot. Katsu is an idiot who doesn't give a damn about this clan. He only cares about his woman and money. Sakuko, you are too young to use language like that. All right, fine. I'm sorry. I look down at my hands. I feel like I've been suddenly kicked in the stomach. The things Tatsuya had said back in my father's office, and now after hearing Chisaki's story, all of it is making me feel worse about the deal and I don't know what to do. He said there are hundreds of people who will be affected by this. People like the Yukimuras and the people they hire too. Sakuko, would you go check on Toshiyuki? Well, all right. But he's probably still talking to his girlfriend. Sakuko jumps to her feet and skips out of the kitchen. The sound of fists pounding against the door can be heard all the way here. Toshi! I didn't want to do it too loud because my son's supposed to be napping. A click of a door opening and muffled voices follow, then hurried footsteps, and Sakuko quickly reappears in the kitchen. He doesn't want to come to dinner because of Munchie. What? Why? Almost instantly my face burns with embarrassment. I know why Toshiyuki isn't coming down for dinner, but I don't ever want to explain it. I quietly get back to eating and hope that no one comments on my red face. After we finish dinner, Chisaki, Sakuko, and I sit in the living room together, having some tea while Tatsuya finishes cleaning up the kitchen. Sakuko cheerfully tells her mother about her day while I sit back and drink my tea. Chisaki smiles and nods along to her daughter's story, happily making the appropriate reactions in the right moments. And then she actually took the book from his hands and hit him over the head with it. It's getting so late, I should probably head home sometime soon. Sorry, I got an itch. Ugh, my ear. I put down my teacup, and a gentle clink of porcelain brings Chisaki's attention to me. Itchy nose. As if reading my mind, she smiles. It's getting quite late, isn't it? Oh, yes, I think I should head home now. Nonsense, you'll stay the night with us. Our house is deep in the Choa district. We're quite far away from everything else. I'm not sure if I should. I wouldn't want to trouble you. It's no trouble, dear. And how could we possibly let you go after you passed out today? You haven't said anything, but I'm sure you're still tired and feverish from earlier. I stare silently at Chisaki, trying to come up with some reason that I couldn't or shouldn't stay. But I can't think of any way to refuse her without sounding absurd. I hold back a sigh, smile, and give her a little bow. Thank you. Then I'll take you up on your generous offer. As Chisaki's smile takes on a more Cheshire-like, quality, I realize that this is likely not something I could have gotten away with refusing. Oh, is she trying to hook us up with her son? Excellent. She claps her hands, looking positively delighted. Where would you like to sleep? You could bunk with Sakuko or in Tatsuya's room. What? Tatsuya's room? Yeah, great girl. She giggles. We would have brought you to his room earlier, but it's at the far end of the hall upstairs. It was just easier to take you to Sakuko's room, since it was closer. If you're sleeping with me, you're getting the floor, because there's no way I'm sleeping in the same bed as a stranger. And besides, the bed's too small. The most logical choice is just to take the bed, even if Tatsu is in it. Oh God, girl. He's too much of a wuss to do anything to you anyway. Chisaki looks at her daughter with a sigh. Sakuko. She then looks back to me and smiles. I completely understand if you aren't comfortable bunking with my son, Munchie, who, by the way, is a perfect gentleman. Then what should I do? You're adorable. I love Chisaki. She's so cute. I was just teasing you, honestly. The guest room is actually free since my parents left last week, so there's no need to worry. Teasing me? Seriously? Ugh. She almost gave me a heart attack. Alright. Thank you. After my stay is decided for the night, we sit back comfortably to finish our tea. Gee, I couldn't get the word out. With Chisaki's instruction, I find the guest room. Oh, hi. Hi there. No glasses. Oof. Anyway, I find Tatsuya already in there, wearing pajamas. He's finishing making the bed for me. His eyes briefly flit to me as he finishes fluffing the pillows. Once he's done, Tatsuya walks past me. Good night. I stand next to the bed, watching him leave. With Tatsuya only a step away from leaving the room, I feel the urge to call out to him. Wait, Yukimura, wait. He stops in his tracks and turns his head to look at me. I got a hiccup. That was a weird one, okay. Tatsuya's expression doesn't change and his eyes reveal nothing. It only serves to make me feel all the more awkward. We are going to thank him for all he's done. I want to thank you. I wanted to thank you, for everything. So, thank you. Considering what I've put you through, there's no need to thank me. If I've done anything to make things easier for you, then I'm the one who's thankful. I'll be in the next room if you need anything. He doesn't give me a chance to reply and walks out, closing the door behind me. I stare at the spot where Tatsuya had been standing just a second ago. Ugh, that guy. I can't tell what he thinks of me. He's infuriating. Trying my best to ignore the annoyed state he left me in, I crawl into bed. As soon as my head hits the pillow, my eyes start to feel heavy with sleep. Just how exhausted I truly am hits me all at once, and before I know it, I'm out like a light. I feel like I'm floating in nothingness. I look around me, but all I see is endless darkness. When I open my mouth to speak, no sound comes out from my lips. Where am I? I try to move forward, floating along easily, but no matter how fast I move, I'm not even sure if I am moving at all. I can't tell up from down or left from right. Is this a dream, or... I look around again, as if expecting something strange to pop into existence. Nothing? I float helplessly in the empty space. What feels like minutes soon turn into hours, then days, weeks, and I start to lose sense of myself. I hold my hands up in front of my face. At least I can see something this time. As numbness slowly overtakes my body, I briefly feel a strange tug at my chest, and I can hear a distant voice calling my name. I look around, but there's nothing, and no one in sight. Another faint whisper, and the feeling of wind on my skin. Munchie. The sensation is something tugging at my chest. Comes back. the sensation of something tugging at my chest comes back stronger this time. It feels like an invisible string is attached to my rib cage, pulling at me. I touch my chest, but I can neither see nor feel any sort of string. Oh my God, I can't read. A gentle breeze carries through the void, carrying the scent of hyacinth with it. Oh God. Munchie. The whisper gets louder, and another tug at my chest. It pulls me forward with a jerk. What the? I can almost recognize the voice that keeps calling out to me. Munchie! The whispers now turn to muffled yells. Another tug at my chest violently yanks me into a seamlessly endless darkness. As if sensing something invisible in front of me, I hold up my hands in front of my face and close my eyes. I crash right into something. The sound of shattering glass upon impact and the feeling of falling. My eyes snap open at the sensation of wind rushing past my ears. I'm falling. Ah! I see the ground coming closer, but I'm paralyzed, completely helpless. There's nothing I can do to stop it. No. I can see the field of countless purple hyacinths dancing in the wind. That's all I can see as I fall. My screams are frozen in my throat. I force my eyes shut and brace myself for impact. 1, 2, 3. Nothing. It clicks in my mind that I no longer feel like I'm falling, and my eyes snap open. My body is floating just inches away from the ground. A purple hyacinth tickles the tip of my nose. With a sudden thump, I finally fall into the sea of flowers. I sit up and look around. There's nothing but the field of hyacinths in sight. What should I do? I got a hiccup again. Nailed it. I move to get up when the voice from before rings out once again, this time from right behind me. Munchie. I don't know who it is, so I'm petrified in an instant. That voice, is it Shizuka? Slowly I force myself to turn around. Shizuka stands before me, looking down at me with cold eyes. I stumble back and fall. You! What? I'm sorry, Munchie. Shizuka doesn't give me time to even comprehend her words. In a split second, her face is just inches away from mine. I can't move. Her eyes start to glow, and a tingling numbness spreads out from my chest to every part of my body. It's as if a billion of tiny needles start to poke and prod me. No, wait, please, no. An emotion I can't quite place flickers in her eyes for the briefest of moments. As if completely deaf to my pleas, Shizuka reaches out to me. She touches my forehead right between the eyes with her index fingers. At first, nothing happens, and I dare hope that nothing will, but that sudden hope is dashed soon enough. I yelp at the feeling of the intense cold against my skin. Shizuka moves away from me, but it doesn't go away. The cold spreads out rapidly from where she touched me. So cold, it burns. It's hard to breathe. My lungs are closing up. I look up at Shizuka. She watches me in silence as my body starts to freeze. Please, stop. My voice cuts out. I can't breathe. Everything starts to fade around me. All I see before the darkness takes me is her glowing eyes. I startle awake with a gasp for breath. It feels as if I had actually been suffocating. I can feel the hot tears running down my face, but there's nothing I can do to stop them. I blink to chase the blurriness away. As the world comes more into focus, I finally see it. Tatsuya's worried face looking down at me. Aww, he came to help us. He gently touches my arm. Fujimoto? Why don't you try to sit up? My eyes trail downwards to where Tatsuya's hand is touching my arm. He seems to realize where my gaze is and immediately removes his hand away from me. Don't scream, please. He's blushing. I just thought I should wake you up. You were screaming and crying a lot. I could hear it through the wall. I run my hand over my face, wiping the tears away. My heart is beating fast and hard. It drums wildly against my ribcage. Everything seemed so real in my dream. Was it even a dream? I am going to let you guys go here. I know it's a weird spot to end it, but I'm going to. So I hope you are enjoying, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!